got a nice soundbar to open today, given to me from someone to have a play with. It's the Philips soundbar speaker HTL2150. It's got two 15-watt speakers here, either side, and you can see got some various input options. Audio in, and at the back got some RCA jacks. There's the output for the subwoofer. Power in there. Various options, surround sound, Dolby, etc. Here's the rating plate. So 30 watts total power from this one, and then you get I think there's an extra 30 or 60 watt subwoofer option with this, which I don't have. Also comes with a remote, which I don't have, but it gives you an idea of what this is. So there we go, there's our various options. Coax, auxiliary, audio in, surround, these are the options. And you can change a few options here, like source and volume, etc. So this is really just to open up and see what's inside. The sound is okay, the sound quality. I don't have the sub, so I can't fully test it, but I would say it's very on par with my TV speakers. My TV's about 2014. This is also from about 2013 or 2014, and I would say the speaker quality is about the same. So you'd have to have a pretty poor TV in order to go for this, unless you want the subwoofer option to go with this. We're going to open it up and see what's inside. It's got some rubber bumpers here just to stop any vibrations. It's obviously had some sort of a license from Dolby as well, so it must be fairly good. But like I say, comparing with my TV speakers, I don't think this is any better than a flat screen TV. But if you have a really poor TV, perhaps this is something that you can supplement, or certainly add the subwoofer. And you can, obviously use different inputs as well. So if you have just standard earphones, you can use that, or some of the more popular jacks. You've even got the digital input jack here as well. And of course you can mount this on the wall, just on there. And it comes with a figure of 8 power socket. So there's no power brick, you just need the power lead to be able to plug into there, which is a very popular connection. And that's really that. So let's open it up and see what's inside. We'll see how the speakers are. We'll see what the porting is like for the kind of the bass, if you like. There's no sub to play with, but we'll certainly have a look and we'll see what's inside. As you can see, I've removed quite a few screws already. There were loads already coming out. So thankfully got my trusty Bosch power driver, but already some interesting information here, because as you can see, if you remove these screws here, you can actually unplug this and it comes out as a module. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I guess slightly over-engineered, but there's actually a plug there, like a Molex type plug. And this speaker comes out as a single piece. And you can see there's your socket there to plug it in. Same with this side. So there you go, there's your two speakers. So a bit random, maybe you could have an option where maybe you could actually spread those out, have them further distance, create more of a stereo sound. So you're left with the center module here. So that's already kind of interesting. You can see they just kind of clip together. There's a small tab there just to receive, and then the plug and the screws just do the rest. So wow, pretty cool. What else we got in here? You can see we've got some more hidden screws underneath, so you have to remove those pieces to get further deeper inside the system. And there's going to be a couple in there as well which are deeper, so I'm going to need a long reach for that, and we might even need to get to super small as well to get those out. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. Good attention to detail. There we go, so those hidden screws have given us access. Kind of just pops off. And here is the gubbins inside. So there we go. Let's just remind ourselves, so the power supply comes in there. So this is all the mains power supply, step down transformers. So that's all that circuit there, and of course that it's supplying nominal voltages just to run the soundbar speakers itself. nicely wrapped, so no chance of vibration because these are all wrapped in like a foam. Although I don't really think 15 times 15 watts from these is going to cause any serious vibration. But, you know, this is what you get with Philips. You get, you know, good quality installation, good build. Even the ribbon cables, as you can see, are covered in a foam just to prevent any possible rattles if this is running at, say, full volume. Everything's all plugged as well, so if you need to, you can just unplug and replace. Board is screwed down, so you can get to that. Got some heat sink on various chips if you need it, so that's good to see. And there's our speaker wires running off either side, one to here, one to there. Again, all nicely covered in this foam. And of course we've got our buttons and display on the front here, including the receiver for infrared. So there's the infrared receiver. So it's very nicely designed. It's, you know, it's not cheap at all. It's all pretty well bolted together. It's all screws you can get to. So if you ever do need to replace a board, such as power supply, you know, you could in theory get to there fairly easily if you can find the part. But there's some nice thought gone into this, in how it's put together. And yeah, let's get into a speaker and see how they look. So what do we need for there? Probably just 2 more long reach screws in there, and we'll see if we can whip that out and see what it looks like. This was a bit more brutal. It needed some persuasion with a screwdriver. After those 2 screws just here, it was clipped in various places, and you can see there. But here's inside the mechanism. So we've got more than one speaker. So this seems to be a larger driver. 10 watt for that one, and I presume that's going to be the 5 watt on there. There we go, that 5 watt. So actually a lot nicer than I thought. You know, that's quite a nice port there. You can just about see the indent. There we go, that's the size of that one. And then there's one there, so that's probably more of a tweeter, more of maybe a mid-range for speech, etc. Again, nicely designed, all wrapped in this foam to prevent any vibrations. So if anything was, you know, moving, it's not going to cause annoying vibrations. There's the model numbers: 4 ohms, 10 watts. That's a 6 ohm, 5 watt. Plenty of magnet action going on there. So it's, you know, it's nicely designed. Of course, you know, because you've got such a small enclosure, you're not going to get massive bass, but you wouldn't expect it from here. This is really just the audio for speech and high tweeter action. The sub will provide the lower bass sounds, but it's, you know, it's nicely designed. It's a pretty cool little speaker setup, really. But that's inside here. This one will be identical, of course. It's just the right hand one. It'll be a mirror of this one. And yeah, it's nice. It's all screwed together, so if you need to replace any speakers, you can easily do so. You can see they've got spade connectors. So again, they've all designed this to be user replaceable, or certainly service personnel replaceable if you need to. You could just unbolt it or unclip, etc. Whatever you need to do. There's our plug. So it's pretty cool. It's there's no kind of port at the back here for any bass sounds. I suppose you wouldn't expect that from here. I think that's the spider of the speaker in there, look. But it's pretty cool. It's good quality as far as build. So thanks for watching. Catch you later.